Morning riders, it is Friday and today we are unboxing the Lone Rider MotoCase. All right, so I got all these boxes from Lone Rider, and this is the MotoCase for my BMW R1300GS Adventure. Still waiting for the rack from BMW. It needs to be different than the plastic rack that my trophy came with. I have that coming in, I believe, next week. I have most of the parts. I'm waiting for one part, so I am installing that rack next week, and then I will do another video with installation of the MotoCase as well. It looks pretty straightforward. It looks like all the parts are in here, but this is what I received from Lone Rider, and this is the complete kit. So it's the top case, and it's the rear rack plate, which is the steel plate I'm gonna bolt onto my luggage rack. And it's called, I believe it is 2 locks, one to lock the bag and one to lock it to the bike. And I have to key those, which I never done, but looked at their videos. It seems pretty straightforward to do as long as I wear glasses. There's a LED light to put inside it. It's rechargeable. They include some, they call it thread glue, but I assume that's what we call Loctites over here. And then of course you have some spare parts coming with it as well. It's interesting, I received bags from Moscow Motor a week ago. I ordered it for a quick trip. They came in a completely brown box. You would not have known what was in it. I always think that's a mistake. Lone Rider, obviously it says Lone Rider on the box. It comes with the Lone Rider tape. I think it's a missed opportunity to not have your company's brand name on the box, so I was happy to see that. So let's start out. Start out with the small box and unbox it. All right, so that was actually not for Lone Rider. That was box for something completely different. So let's start with this box then. All right, I don't know if you can see that here. This is a really nicely packaged. It's like getting a new iPhone. Look at this material in the box. Very nicely done. So in this box, you have one of the sets of keys. Some rubber buffers. Another set of keys and locks. Thread lock or Loctite. This is the LED light. And I'm going to put this down here. This is the metal rack that's going to go on my bike. And some installation parts for that. This is a very nice rack. Through my professional life, I've done a fair amount of fabrication, either welding or fab shops. And this is really nicely made. So obviously, this is going to stay on my bike permanent. When I have the MotoCase on, obviously you can't see this. When I don't have the MotoCase on, I can strap down stuff to it. And I'm also going to put the knob in for the Moscow Motor bags on here as well. So this looks very nice. Nice coating, nicely made. Obviously, here's the lock in the back of it to get the bag locked. have to figure out how that works when I get the lock in there. Nice and solid. Put this to the side. All right, now to the more exciting part. Let's start with the big box. They do a fantastic job packing the material. If you can see that, it is foam on top of it. It's foam on the sides. It's foam in the bottom as well. So let's see if we can lift this out, get it out of the box. All right. Some more carving to get the plastic off. So look at one side at a time. This is obviously the back, the rear of the bike. This is your lock to open it up. There's some Velcro to put your Velcro patch of your liking on it. Comes with the Lone Rider logo. You have the MOLLE panel here. It says that's a limit to 1 kilo or 2.2 pounds. Looks like the MOLLE here is a plastic material. You can take that off and put plastic plugs in if you don't like to have the MOLLE on the back. You also have a couple of 4 of the areas you can put straps through, so you can strap something on top of the motor case. Top of it, nicely imprinted Lone Rider, and it feels really nice and high quality. On the side, more MOLLE, again 1 kilo on this side, 2.2 pounds, so it's a plastic material to keep it light. Nice backrest on the back side, or a front side, I guess you can call it. And this is one of the reasons I'm using a top box or a motor case. The few times my wife rides with me on a highway, she likes to have a backrest. It feels more secure. This is much bigger and feels more comfortable than the one I had on the BMW top case on my 1250. So this will be good and welcome. I use top box mainly off-road if I go somewhere and don't want to have aluminum panniers on. To get a top box on when you're off-road, it gets out of the way from your feet, your legs, and if you drop the bike, it's not going to get damaged. So this is probably going to be on mostly for off-road, maybe with soft panniers on the side to get some extra room because everything gets out of the way. And it's nice to have, if you have soft bags on the side of the bike, to have a hard top box that you can lock. Anybody can break into anything with some effort and some good tools, but it prevents a little bit locking some of the valuables in here if I grab lunch or something like that. So I like to have that top box. And on the highway, obviously if you go for a long tour, if you're 2 up, it's a lot of extra space. So all right, side number 4 again, MOLLE, plastic material, 1 kilo or 2.2 pounds. And now let's open it up. There's no lock installed yet, so I have to install the lock. I'm going to key it to my BMW motorcycle key, so I used to have 1 key to the BMW panniers, to the bike, and to the motor case on Lone Rider. So this is something I saw on their website. The lid actually stays in the position you put it, which I think is great. My BMW case, I had them on 1250. You will see the close that has to go all the way up here. But this stays. The hinges here have enough friction, I guess, to make sure it stays where you leave it. And inside the case, you have a red interior. I like the color here. You can actually easier see your stuff in here instead of having just black and things disappear. So really like the red insert. Again, I mentioned before I have a background in manufacturing. This is really nicely made. Nice straight bends, good riveting. And with it comes a few other things. Just to keep it dry, we don't need that one. Comes with the bag. I like this. My assumption without checking the documentation that this is a dry bag. It looks to have a dry bag zipper. And this is obviously designed to go inside the motor case. Let me show you this. So you put this inside the motor case. Obviously that if you have stuff that you're going to bring with you into the hotel room in the evening, then it's a good way to do it this way. You can either have this lid closed and sealed on this, or you can actually attach it up here in the lid. There's attachment points in each corner. You can attach this. So now, when you open and close the bag, the lid opens to that as well. Or you can just close it and zip it up. That's a nice thought. I like that. They put some thought into this. Let's open the next bag. And as you guys have seen, I just opened it. So I haven't read any of the manuals or the directions yet. So I'm not 100% sure what all the stuff are for yet. So here's a lot of short Velcro straps. I don't know what that's going to strap down, but I obviously figure that out. Here are rubber plugs. Actually, these are screws. I was wrong. They're not screws. They are plastic plugs. So if you take the molly off the box, you use this and put these plastic plugs in those holes instead. And you can just take them out if you decide to put the molly back again. But it looks like a screw, but it's just a plastic plug. Hopefully the camera zoomed on that. There's a bolt here, and I believe that bolt is for if you decide to bolt this to the steel plate, you can do that. So you have the mounts here set up. You can move them forward or backwards, depending on where you want the box. If you want it, more room for a passenger or more room for luggage. But I believe if you take one of these round plugs off, you can actually take this on the inside and you thread it down to the plate. And not only is the lock in that case holding it down, but it's also bolted down, so it's not going to go anywhere even if somebody's trying to steal it. So that's a good idea. I like that bolt. It is a luggage. I believe this is a luggage net for inside the lid. And it is. Open up the box again. So this goes inside here, which I like because you can have extra stuff on top here. It might be gloves or whatever it is. I'll get this one off here. This is really handy to be able to put gloves, rain gaiters or whatever on here, maybe rain gloves. So I like that mesh. Then let's get into the last bag here. We get some Lone Rider stickers. And I think this is a Lone Rider buff, and there's a Lone Rider keychain. Nice, very complete kit. I'm really impressed how complete it is. Things that I maybe would not have expected to be in here, but it is. Let me put this to the side here. It's the inside bag. Anybody else you buy panniers from, this is something you have to purchase extra for. If you buy from BMW, this is another, $80. I just realized that there's a warning triangle on here. If you have any issues when you're riding, of course, you can put this bag out in the back of the bike and people can see that you need help, or there's a warning sign there. But I like that they included a bag. It's normally something you have to buy separate. And I like that they included the light, which I believe is going to go up here. And it's rechargeable with a USB port. Just open this up here. So I'm excited to mount this on my bike. If I had a luggage rack here today, I would mount it, but I don't. So when I get the rack next week, I will bolt that rack onto my bike. Then I will do a quick video on how to put the mounting plate on the motorcycle, and then how to easily mount and dismount the pack itself. There's some close-up shots here. You can see the moly panels. You can see the inside. Very easy to see if you have whatever you have in there. It stands out from the red. I like that. It also protects your stuff a little bit to have the red liner in there. Like the fact that there's a bag. I believe it is waterproof. I will try that to make sure it is. Like the mesh here to be able to put smaller stuff in here. Let's close this one up. I also need to key the lock. I might make a video of that because I've never done that before. You have tie down points here, 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 and here. So molly on the side. Let's do a close up on the backrest here. I would say it's very comfortable, nice, soft. You also have another padding up here, so this is definitely much more comfortable than the BMW rack I had on my 1250. And I actually like the look with the moly panels. I haven't figured out what to use that for yet. Since this is going to be used mostly for off-road, I may actually had some recovery gear tied on there. Block and rope on one side possibly, and some other stuff that I'm just using for off-road, tow rope and stuff that I'm not going to use when I'm on the street. And then just a quick close-up of the steel plate here. You can see this is well made. You have the lock in the back here. This is the 4 slots that the locks or the red guides and on the bottom of the pack is going. And then of course you lock it in. Let's take a quick look at the light what it comes with. Also packaged really well. Comes with the USB cable to charge it. And here's the light. It's already pre-charged, and it attaches inside the bag with Velcro. So thanks for watching. This is the Lone Rider MotoCase, and within a week or so I will have the installation case to put it on the 1300GS Adventure. And as soon as the snow is out here, I'll get it out and test ride it a little bit. I'm curious on the highway, getting up in a little higher speed, how it would feel in the wind. Shouldn't be an issue. And I'm looking forward to get out and ride with this summer. And shouldn't get that beaten up off-road. Normally doesn't hit anything if you go down left or right. But if it's really bumpy and you load some stuff in there, sometimes the mount loosens up. So or test it out, but it looks solid, and feeling the mounting plate and the bottom plate on this thing, this is not going to go anywhere. So feels much sturdier and better made than my old BMW case for the 1250 feels. So thanks for watching. Have a good weekend.